Hey guys, okay, so this is the camera that I use to record my paintings, my videos. This is videos just for you guys who are wondering what I use, and this is it here. It's just a little camera. It's like a little GoPro. It's an action camera, and well, I don't think it'll come in too well. And there we go, and it's just a little action camera. This one can have a remote, and it's pretty basic. It's 4K, Ultra HD, Wi-Fi and stuff, and it takes the little chip card, memory card to record on, and it records a lot of stuff and has different modes. This camera is actually fairly cheap. This one, they don't make this exact one anymore. They now have the new and improved version, but the camera itself runs between $40 and like $90 on Amazon, depending on the amount of accessories you want to have with it. And I will put a couple of links to a few different ones in the description down below for you guys. For anybody who's interested or looking for a camera that you might need, this is a very cheap camera, and it works really well. I would recommend, if you're doing spray painting, to get the camera that has the accessory pack that comes with the waterproof casing. You don't hear your voice very well through the waterproof casing, so you have to do like a voiceover or something, but it does prevent a lot of the paint from getting on your camera, and prevents all the paint from getting on your camera and on your lens here and everything. So this is the little camera. As you can tell, it's a very tiny little camera. Okay, and it just fits in the palm of your hand. It's just a little tiny camera, but they are very cheap, but very good little cameras to have. And this thing has modes like shutter mode, where it takes a couple of pictures every so many minutes and stuff like that and everything, because you know you can use it for a dash cam in your car, and there you go. See, you can use it for your painting, and then when you're not painting, pop it in your car, and good for your insurance, I guess, right? You know, prove that it wasn't you who ran into the back of that car. Yeah, that parked car that wasn't moving, it wasn't your fault. Anyways, guys, this is the little camera. There's not much to say about it. Brand-wise, I don't know what brand it really is. It doesn't tell you on it, and on the site on Amazon, I think it's just Action Cameras, like its brand or something like that. I don't know. I doubt that that's its actual brand, but you'll see. I'll put the links in the thing for them, for the new and improved versions, and you guys can be the judge yourself of what you think about it and check out the reviews. Some of the reviews are bad, some of them aren't. I don't know, but honestly, I've never had a problem with this little camera, and some of the accessory packs actually come with, and it's rechargeable. You just stick it on the charger for an Android phone charger. So if you don't have an Android phone, once again, that is your bad for buying one of those really expensive Appley phone things, right? You can go to a store and just get a little cheap Android phone to charge it with. Some of the ones will come with it. The battery, here you go, is just a little tiny. Maybe I can get it open. Maybe not. Come on. Darn thing. Just a little tiny battery. And it's just a rechargeable battery. Some of the packs, some of the ones you can get will come with an extra battery. So you'll have two batteries. You can keep both of them charged, and don't put that in backwards. You can keep both of them charged for your paintings. The battery life on these cameras, guys, they're acceptable. They're not bad, and I mean battery life, like how long can you record before it goes dead on you. Typically, I can get and I do a lot of stop. Gotta let it dry for a moment and everything, so I turn it off and things like that. But I'd say if constantly running, you could probably get half an hour to 45 minutes, and that's probably just because I've worn this battery out. But if you don't use the waterproof case, you can always get the one that clips on it for your car and record and leave it plugged in, and it'll just stay charged while you're recording if you need longer time. But typically I think somewhere between about 40 minutes to an hour of run time on it without it being charged. And how long does it take to charge the battery? It takes about 30 minutes to 45 minutes to charge the battery fully up from it being completely dead. So it's not too bad, guys. But again, anything you don't like about that, it's a very cheap camera. You could probably get just the camera itself, no accessories. One battery, I think, was on there for like $40 or something. Too bad. Alright, so that's this camera that I use, guys. I hope that kind of answers some questions and some wonders from you guys are wondering what kind of camera I use there. Typically, I actually used in my first videos, probably like the first 100 videos, the first half of the videos I've had, I used a Flip brand camera, the old Flip cameras. You guys don't know what that is, Google it. Go on YouTube and type in Flip camera, and it'll show you what they are, and they're actually pretty horrible. But they run through AA batteries very quickly. But it's what I used until I got this one. So you can tell, probably can tell the difference between the videos at one point, but it's not a bad little camera. Pixel-wise on this one, I don't remember what the recording pixels are on this one here. Like I said, they discontinued this one, and let's see, what was I saying? Okay, like I said, they discontinued this one, and for a upgraded model, so the pixels on the new one are probably a little better than this one here, and in fact, they are a little better than this one here. I've looked at them a couple of times thinking about getting a new one, but this one hasn't junked out on me yet, so I'm going to keep going with it. Pixels are pretty good, and the resolution, you can do 30 frames a second up to like 60 frames in the settings. I found for time-lapse videos you can do the 60 frames a second, but with this camera, probably any camera, I would do 30 frames a second if you're recording yourself talking, because for some reason 60 frames a second, and I'm not knowledged in this area of why it does it, but I guess for 60 frames a second, when you're recording yourself talking, your mouth doesn't move correctly with the words, with the things you're saying, with the sound that's being recorded for whatever reason. And I can kind of understand why that might be, but 30 frames a second if you're recording yourself talking and seeing your mouth moving, and 60 frames if you just want to do like hyperlapse videos. You can do 60 frames a second, and it will give you some pretty nice 4K look stuff to it. It does record through all the formats down to like 720. I don't think it does you can't go down to 480 on this little guy, but you can do the settings to wherever you want. They're in the little thing here. But so we'll turn it on. There we go. When it's charging, it gives you this little blue light turns on when it's charging, and for a little while then the blue light will go off, and it'll still be charging, but the blue light will go off. But this is the little camera. It's not a bad little camera, guys. Little screen. It can have a remote, and you can do it on your phone. On some of them you can do it on your phone, so then you can record with your phone using the buttons on your phone and not have to see the screen on what's going on. So if you're leaving it way up high somewhere where you can't see it to record your painting, you can just look at your phone. That's some of them. I don't think this one does it. We click the front button right there, the big button that we turn on. We got to hold it to turn it on, hold it to turn it off. Click that to accept and record and stuff like that. So we click the front button, and we can go to pictures, and the setting I have it on, look at that, about 10,000 pictures. And then these are like multiple frames. This is the one I was telling you guys about. I do believe it takes a couple of pictures and every few minutes or something like that. and this is just like a time shot thing or something or other, or this is the one that does the picture. I don't use that mode, so I don't know. It's one of the two, but I read it in this little book that's what it does. Then you got your settings, and then top button to accept, and you got all your video looping and timestamp if you need a timestamp, exposures, and your resolution. So there you go. It goes down to, let's see, pick the button. It goes down to 720 is the lowest it goes, right? Okay, so 720 is the lowest it goes. I have it set on 1080, 30 frames, and I think it looks pretty nice. This one is really nice. Let me tell you, the 4K is very nice on the 25 frames a second, but it does eat your battery up a lot quicker, so keep that in mind. But it's a really nice, nice little camera. So I do hope you guys check that out. I'll put the links in the description down below for you guys, and do check it out and get you guys one. They're very cheap, very usable for a lot of different things, guys. No need to go out and buy a really expensive $200, $300 little camera to record some paintings. You can just use this little thing here and make your little videos. Alright guys, thanks for watching. It's a little long video, I know I ramble a bit much, just what I do. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope that helped out a little bit. You guys are awesome. Remember guys, keep creating. We'll see you guys in the next video.